Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Zon Academy. Today, we are so lucky to have Jericho Elamari here. And, she's taking the place of Dr. Towell. Unfortunately, Dr. Towell had an unexpected conflict with air travel today and was not able to join us for this presentation. But we will be rescheduling his presentation for June 28th. So please mark your calendar and join us then and see Dr. Towell and his presentation. But today, like I said, I have Jericho here from Shining 3D, and she is a senior applications engineer and also an elite trainer for the Shining 3D scanners. And she's going to bring you all the knowledge and all the information that she has on this elite model and maybe some of the others. Okay, so I want you all to enjoy this presentation. And thank you for understanding about Dr. Towell. We will be having live Q&A at the very end. So if you wouldn't mind, if you have any questions, just type them in at the bottom of your screen at the Q&A portion of the keyboard, and we'll be happy to answer them at the very end. But I want to bring to you Jericho. Jericho, thank you so much. And I'm going to turn this over to you now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Jericho. So I'm going to present to you just a basic training on the Aoralscan Elite, our new intraoral photogrammetry scanner. So I will present my slides for you. So an introduction of the Elite is going to be mainly used for all NX cases, so provisional and immediate loading from scan to print. We offer the full solution here. But it also, the Elite also, it works for all types of dentistry. So not just using the intraoral photogrammetry and all NX cases, but all restorations, all dentistry type dentures, crowns and bridge, splints, orthodontics, we can do it all with this scanner. So I'm going to present a clinical case here. So I'm just going through the steps of how to use the Elite when doing an all-on-6 immediate load with our Aoralscan Elite. So the workflow on this is going to be obviously extracting the teeth, inserting the implants, and then on top of the implants, we'll screw in the multi-unit abutments, put the healing caps on and suture. And then we'll do a soft tissue scan with the Elite, and that's going to capture the implant position. And then also in the software, we can do the alignment. So the software automatically aligns the tissue scan with the coded scan bodies. And then also what it will do is take these coded scan bodies that are included with the Aoralscan Elite, and it will transfer them into a digital scan body from the implant company of your choice. So this is what it'll look like once we scan and send to the lab. So this has been uploaded into ExoCAD. So this is just recording the implant position and location. And then it's also going to ensure a passive fit for the restoration. And then after we design the after we design the provisional, we can print that using our printer, the printer of your choice. And for this case, it was placed after 2 hours after the scan. So from scanning to printing and placement, it took about 2 hours. So the entire procedure for this case took 4 hours from start to finish. So from surgery to placing the provisional, it was about 4 hours. And this was an immediate load case. The soft tissue scanning took about 10 minutes. Designing the provisional was about 30 minutes. Printing and post-processing about 40 minutes. So going over some Elite workflows. So from the conventional process where we would take a preliminary impression, the custom tray and verification jig, checking the jig and making adjustments, and then scanning with our desktop scanner, milling or printing, and then delivering the final restoration is about 5 steps. So we have brought that down to about 3 steps. So we could take the digital impression protocol here, so scanning the soft tissue, the tie base or scan bodies, and then matching those in the software. We can do that in the Elite software. So a traditional photogrammetry scanner protocol would be an external scanning of the photogrammetry, which combines maybe 3 sets of challenges here. So we've got our extraoral photogrammetry, we've got the scan markers, and then we've got software. So we've got 3 different devices here that we're going to be using to capture that. So this is just showing the protocol here. So intraoral scanning, the photogrammetry, exporting into exocad and then to the design. And then with the Elite, we can just do the soft tissue scanning, capture the implant position and align the data in the software, and then send everything in alignment to exocad to design. So also comparing extraoral photogrammetry to intraoral photogrammetry, sometimes there'll be blocking involved with the extraoral photogrammetry. And then as you can see with the intraoral photogrammetry, everything is easily accessible and we can see all of the coded scan bodies there. So again, taking our Aoralscan Elite workflow from 5 appointments down to 3 by doing the digital impression, we can send that to get designed in exocad and then fabricating and then delivering the final restoration. And this is just showing you like a side by side of what that looks like. So our implant systems that we have validated, so we would, again, place the implant, multi-unit abutment, and the coded scan body. We have 4 kits available right now, so A, B, C, and D kit. And this is going to be placed at abutment level. And this, our A kit is going to be compatible with most of the popular implant systems that are on the market. And then we also have our B, C, and D kit that are going to be used for different size screw channel links and some European implant companies. So it's important to know which implant system you're going to be using when you purchase the Elite, so you know which kit to purchase. So whether it's the A, B, C, or D kit. And these are the types of the A kit and the multi-unit abutment types that it's supported. That's continued. And then the B, C, and D kit multi-unit abutment types that are supported as well. So our software and PC recommendations. So we can download our software directly from our website. It also comes on a dongle preloaded when you purchase the Elite. And we try to update the software, or sorry, update the website with the latest version of the software. The computer will need to have a C port. The Elite scanner must be plugged into the C drive, C port, sorry. And then the operating system will need to have Windows 10 or higher, minimum of 32 gigs of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce 360 or higher graphics card, an Intel Core i7, 256 gigabytes on the hard drive, and minimum 8 of available space, screen resolution, and then obviously the C port as I went over. So this is just going to show about the test scanning here. So the first time you get the scanner, you're going to want to import your coded scan body kit. So there's 2 ways we can do that. We can scan a QR code that's going to be in the upper left-hand corner, or we can actually manually type in the serial number. So we can have multiple kits per computer, let's say, and then we just want to make sure that we're using the correct kit for the case that we're going to be scanning. So this is just showing you that you can scan the QR code, or you can manually import the serial number there. And you only have to do that 1 time. And once you do that, it's going to keep track of how many times each coded scan body has been scanned. So this is just showing a test case. So we're going to follow the steps to do a practice scan. So making sure that the coded scan bodies are recognized properly and correct placement of the scan bodies. And the way we want to place the coded scan bodies are going to be facing towards the palate. We want to make sure they're not touching or overlapping. And then the scan strategy is going to be in a zigzag manner. This is just showing you want to make sure you have sufficient space in between. So they are different sizes. So we've got like a small, medium, and longer length of the coded scan bodies. And this image is showing how to not place them and then how they are supposed to be correctly placed. So we want to mount them in screw tightened it does come with a torquing wrench and a driver. We want to make sure we're not over tightening them and then also not using an electric wrench. We want to make sure that we're tightening them at least 10 newtons. So, and each time we use the coded scan bodies, we want to check them for damage. So we want to make sure that all the dots on the coded scan bodies are bright and white and not faded from cleaning or improper cleaning or sterilization. We want to make sure that they're fully seated before we scan. And we want to make sure they're seated by taking a radiograph. And again, this is just showing the scan strategy of scanning the coded scan bodies. So you can actually do the zigzag or you can loop around the very end of the tips of each scan body in a circle. And that I found has actually made them appear much quicker onto the screen. So in the middle is showing once all the dots appear on the screen, so the green dots and the orange dots, and once each coded scan body has appeared on the screen, then that is sufficient for that part of the scan. It's just showing some coded scan bodies on a model, and we can do group scanning. So say there's two implants that are too close together and we can't place a coded scan body next to another one. We have an option in the software to do a group scan. So we can remove one of the scan bodies that are too close together, and then we'll do a separate scan, and then the software will merge those two scans together to complete each implant site. We also have the option to download a library before we scan, so we can get the implant manufacturer's STL files and we can import them into our software if we don't see the implant system in the cloud database that we have provided in the software. And we want to make sure that we're downloading the exocad version of that implant library. So this is showing how we can take the intraoral photogrammetry, so the coded scan bodies, and then our system will convert them into virtual scan bodies in the software. So on the left side, you'll see the coded scan bodies, and then the right, how it will convert them into the virtual scan bodies of our choice. So the scan body sterilization, we want to make sure that we're rinsing them for at least 1 minute and soaking them for 5 minutes in an enzymatic solution. We don't want to put them in the ultrasonic because that will damage the surface, the dots of the markers. We want to rinse and dry them and then sterilize them at 121 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And this is going to show a final restoration case. So we can capture the records, we can do the bite registration, soft tissue capture, implant position capture, and then complete the scan. So this would be the workflow for a final restoration. We'll do the order creation here. So we'll set it up as a test case, make sure we're selecting implant. We're gonna select the tooth position. And then under the diagram, we wanna make sure that we're selecting the upper or lower jaw to turn those implants into the coated scan bodies. And then we'll select if we have a pre-op model or not. And then we'll go straight to scan. And this is showing workflow. So we want to scan the opposing, the provisional, and then the bite scan. And then on the upper right, it's showing that we have 3 different modes of scanning. So we have an intraoral mode, we have a dentulous mode, and we have a provisional all on X mode. And then we'll do the soft tissue scan of the multi-unit abutments. And then in the software, it'll automatically align the provisional to the multi-unit abutment scan. If it doesn't automatically align properly, we do have an option to do a manual alignment in the software as well. Next, we'll capture the implant position by scanning the coded scan bodies in place on top of the multi-unit abutments, and then we'll do a soft tissue to coded scan body match. That'll be on the right-hand side. And we'll do that on both sides of the arch. And this saves the lab from having to align these 2 scans together in their design software. Then we'll complete the scan. We'll be able to turn on and off the different scans that we've taken to just assure that everything is in alignment. This is a second case of a full arch implant case with natural teeth. It's pretty much the same workflow. Selecting the implant sites, scanning the soft tissue with the multi-unit abutments, and scanning the opposing. And I believe this one is going to be a healed case for provisional. And then we'll show an immediate loading case. So we'll do the pre-op, place the implants, soft tissue scanning, the bite. We also have an option to scan impressions in the software. So for some reason, if there isn't a way to capture the soft tissue, we can also import a impression scan. And in the software, it'll automatically align those 2 scans together. Soft tissue scanning with healing caps, it looks like. And it does capture blood and sutures very well. We want to have the AI function turned on, as well as intraoral scanning when we're doing the scan. We have the option to toggle the AI on or off. If it's not capturing very well, we have the option to turn off the AI, and that sometimes will help pick up better. So we want to make sure when we're scanning the coded scan bodies that they're clean as they can from blood and saliva. I know that's pretty hard to ask, but it does help to pick up those coded scan bodies quicker. Then we'll do the soft tissue alignment. And that is going over the most of the workflows for the Elite for mainly implant cases, so healed and immediate workflows. Are you there, Fran?
I am here.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I had a little technical difficulty. I couldn't get back on with you guys.
okay.
But
Sorry.
let me see if here we are. Today is not a good day for my Wi-Fi, unfortunately.
I'm
There we
sorry.
are. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Well, Jericho, I want to thank you so much for this presentation. I just have one poll I want to put up for our attendees. And one second. I'm going to launch that out. So if you wouldn't mind, our attendees, if you want to answer this, if you want to add a Shining 3D scanner to your workflow, I'll be sure to give you a call to see how we can help you do that. As well as what's coming up on Zon Academy. Next week, we have Dan Alter. He's going to be joining us about maximizing your 3D printing workflow with our Zerlux print resins. And then on March 25th, Phil Marianacci from Digi360, along with Dr. Brian O'Neill, are going to be talking about their virtual collaboration between the clinic and lab featuring Nemo Studio. And starting on April 1st, we're going to have a 5 consecutive week design course with exocad, starting from exocad 101 and designing a single crown all the way through all on X. So if you'd like to join us for any of this, and I hope you do, please go to Zon Dental and the Zon Academy section and sign up on Eventbrite. We look so forward to you joining us here again on Zon Academy. And again, Jericho and all of our friends at Shining, we appreciate you joining us today in lieu and in place of Dr. Tawil. We really appreciate you taking the time out to, give our customers this great information on this Shining 3D scanner with photogrammetry. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and we'll be able to get some questions over to Jericho. But if you do have any questions, you could just type them in right now and we'd be happy to answer them live for you. But again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here at Zon Academy, and I hope you have a great day moving forward. Thank you so much again, Jericho.
Thank you.